Hello and welcome. The big moment has come. A room full of people is waiting to see your presentation. Will you inspire them or will you disappoint them? That is one of our key questions today. Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
So tell us, why does it happen so often that when presenting, people end up being disappointed rather than inspired?
I would say, apart from being unprepared, 3 factors take the lead. First, people are not familiar with the surroundings and the technical setup, which makes them look unprofessional.
True.
Second is attitude. If this is inadequate, it will obviously come to very bad results. And finally, it's that people don't know how to control their nerves and their body.
Mm-hmm. So first things first, you spoke about surroundings. For a consultant, we often don't know in which room we have to present or what the surroundings will be like.
Yeah, in that case you should be there before the presentation.
Okay.
Half an hour before the presentation, so you can get a feel for the room and check the technical setup.
Okay. Speaking about feel for the room, something I've always wondered, sit or stand up when giving a presentation. What's your recommendation?
Well, there's no rule for that, but my recommendation is stand whenever you can, because it gives you more control over yourself and over your audience. Now, if you can't avoid it, can't avoid sitting, then make sure that you sit at the head of the table.
Okay, fine. Moving on to the next point, which was attitude. Do you really feel people can change their attitude for a presentation? Some people simply feel uncomfortable presenting or are more introverted.
Yeah, but here we have to distinguish between character and attitude.
Okay.
Okay, if your character is that you are a quiet person and you are laid back, introvert as you call it, then don't try to imitate a type like, for example, Steve Ballmer or so, because that will fail. You don't look authentic.
Right.
Now, with regard to attitude, make sure that you tell yourself, I know what I can and I'm able to present in a good way. Because if you don't, you will never reach the mastery of presentation.
So now that I have my initial smile in my presentation, what else can I do to boost my confidence?
You can do something with your eyes. Eye contact is of the utmost importance.
Okay.
Research has shown that great communicators have a very stable eye contact. Why? Because it has an influence on the audience. It's associated with trustworthiness, honesty, and confidence.
Okay. Great tip. What about my hands and body language?
Well, your body is the mirror, isn't it? So, it reflects how you feel.
Yes.
So in a way, if you have averted eyes, if your hands are shaky, your shoulders are hunched and your chin is low, of course, you don't look confident. So just do the opposite. Literally, walk tall, have slow movements and open gestures.
Is it really that simple?
It is.
Okay.
With practice. You have to practice your moves. That's the secret.
So which moves or gestures do I practice?
It's good that you show the hands. With regard to the hands, they are yours. They should be naturally yours. What you should do or make sure is that they are in the so-called positive frame, which is between the belt and the navel, somewhere here.
Okay.
And when you do movements, make them calm and open so you can relate to your audience in an easier way.
So far, so good. Moving on to another situation which I experience quite often is that when I start to present, I lose my voice. It just fades away and it seems like I'm not confident anymore. What can I do against this?
First of all, make sure voice is not fate. It's an instrument, so you can train it.
So how do I control other aspects of my voice, such as speaking too fast, mumbling, making pauses?
Let's start with speed. It doesn't matter that you speak fast.
Okay.
Provided you speak clearly, that is, you enunciate, you pronounce properly. Now, we know that the average presentation speed is about 180 words per minute.
Okay.
Now, the most acceptable when presenting is only 150 words per minute. How can you achieve that? By making pauses.
Okay.
And then you also sound more confident.
How long should these pauses be?
An average 1 to 3 seconds. The reason for that is that the audience can digest, that the words can sink in and they can understand better.
Okay, provided that I do understand you. What about mumbling?
Mumbling often occurs when sentences are too long. So therefore, short sentences, number one. The other bit that often goes wrong is that people end with a high inflection rather than a downward inflection. Now, downward inflection is you end the sentence with a full stop. Upward inflection, you go up and it sounds like a question mark, which means people think you are insecure about what you're saying.
Okay.
See what I mean? Yes, that's it. So always end with a downward inflection.
Okay. What about monotony as a last part to finalize this?
I think if you're well prepared and if you burn for your subject and you're really thrilled, you cannot be boring and you cannot be monotonous in your presentation, but you can only be exciting.
Well, with these words, I wish you a very exciting presentation at your personal best. See you soon.